Meet EverCircle founder Jessie and original formulator Jefferies, the minds behind new wave of sustainable salon quality hair care, built on the belief that less waste doesn't mean less performance. EverCircle blends ocean-conscious innovation with results-driven formulations that truly deliver behind the chair. For the very first time, thank you, ladies. They're joining the HUSL community for a 30-minute education to share the story, the science, and what circular hair care really looks like in practice. So stick around, everybody, until the very end, or nearly to the very end, because EverCircle will be dropping an exclusive deal, and as an attendee, you'll receive a $20 wholesale voucher to use towards it. So it's over to you guys.
Mummy, thank you so much. That was a fantastic introduction. So as the founder of EverCircle, we make premium Australian low-tox, reef-safe hair care. I'm based down on the south coast, and so the ocean is part of my daily routine. And I found out that there's more marine life in Sydney Harbour than there is in the Mediterranean Sea, and I found that out years ago, and that's when I thought, I really want to make sure that I'm protecting that. So seeing the reef damage, the plastic, the residue that we wash off our bodies, our hair, it really posed the question about what is in our hair care and what are we actually leaving behind in the water. And so when I first started EverCircle, it was through eco hair ties and a hairstyling fork. And so I was selling these products, and I reached out to Ren on the Instagram DMs because we had this natural crossover. She was making low-tox, plastic-free hair care. So I said, why don't we do, I'm not actually sure who said it, Ren. Do you remember?
I can't remember. I think I might have reached out.
Did you reach out to me?
You had loads of followers and I wanted to do a collab with you.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And so I sent her some of the eco hair ties. I'll let her speak about what she thought of them. But essentially we did a few collaborations together, a couple of giveaways. We found that, well, I at least found that my audience was really resonating with what Ren was doing. And then was it a year later or 2 years later, Ren, you reached out to me and said, I had a dream that I sold my hair care range to you. And I went, oh my goodness, because I want to expand my range and I don't want to replicate something that's already perfect, because I was already obsessed with her products. And so then that's kind of how it came to be a full range for EverCircle. And if I'm not leaving anything else out, I'm yet to go visit Ren's new salon, but she has a beautiful salon that's up in Lennox Heads. It's all about plastic-free, low-tox, and she still stocks the EverCircle range, which I'm really proud of. It tells me that she still loves the formulas and that I have taken her legacy and brought it into the future.
Definitely. I think that's one of the key points. You know, you used and loved the products, so you wanted them, and I loved your products. So the collaboration was just so natural and easy. And yes, that's why I still stock them now. All my clients, when I wasn't before I opened this new salon, people were still asking me for the products. So I thought, of course, I had to stock them. And because I know and love them so well, they're so easy for me to retail. Again, I'm in Northern Rivers, Lennox Head, just outside Byron Bay. So the ocean is where we all spend our life. So yeah, plastic free was a big calling. The main reason I actually formulated the products in the first place was because I wanted to go more plastic free. And at the time, this was maybe 5 years ago, there wasn't really anything, especially not salon range. There's, you know, you could go to your local health food store and get a really terrible shampoo bar that was just basically solidified oils that didn't work. And I thought, yeah, something needed to be done about this. I needed more options for my clients because I wanted to go plastic free. So I actually did a diploma, an online diploma, and learned to formulate. And I've been a hairdresser for 25 years now. I'm an oldie. So I knew what people wanted out of products. I knew what I wanted out of products. I knew the key ingredients you'll find with completely natural hair care. They're so concentrated because all the key ingredients are the same key ingredients that all the mainstream brands bang on about, you know, even like Pantene, Provitamin B5, it's just a powder. You know, people using argan oil, Moroccan oil, it's just based around one ingredient that they're often using a really small percentage of. Whereas when you're making completely natural products, they're concentrated just all the good ingredients that are being advertised. Started off wanting to be plastic free, but then as I learned, the low-tox and natural thing became more prevalent. One of the main things, again, talking about the ocean protection, Jessie, which is one of your main factors, and it's the key for a lot of your products, the ocean hair protection and the ocean drops, is not using silicones. So there's been so many studies now. It's something like, they haven't got an exact figure, but it's over 10 tons of silicone from wash-off products, shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers, entering the ocean, the water tables, the soil systems every year. There's loads of brands out there constantly that are telling you to put stuff on your hair pre-swim, pre-ocean that are full of silicone. So the minute you put it on, it slips off and it is polluting. It's been found in bloodstreams of fish, mammals, toxic to marine life, and it is building up, building up, building up. It can't get fully processed by water treatment plants. Anything that does get processed, it is completely non-biodegradable. It ends up as sludge that then gets buried. So it will never go anywhere. So in any of our products, any of the EverCircle products, there is no silicone, which you'll look, if you learn to read your labels, it's mostly dimethicone is the biggest one used. There's even a lot of natural, organic hair care companies that have silicone in them. So yeah, it feels good to know with these products, they are completely clean and safe. So all the conditioners and the oil serums and the ocean hair protection, even all the bars, we do use a natural silicone alternative. They're like a coconut derived, so it gives it slip still. They still give heat protection. It's what they're using, a lot of heat protection products, which is why the ocean protection and the oil serums we say also good for heat protection, because they've got the natural silicone replacers in there. So they're still giving it a barrier, but it's biodegradable, so it does eventually come off. They are also great for smoothing, same as it will do everything that the artificial silicones do without any damage, basically. Heat protection, the ocean protection, protection from the elements. With the oil serum drops, the ocean drops, smoothing serums, I've found they're great on your skin also, because the natural silicone replaces also smooth fine lines. So that's another huge selling point, which I know, Jessie, you wanted to touch on about the multi-use, multi-purpose products. One of the things with the sustainability standpoint is lowering consumption. Yes, buy these products, but you need to buy less things that will do multiple purposes. So the oil serums, you can also, I'll show you one here. Again, to make them more professional range, there's two different types. You've got a light one, which is a fine one, similar to if you ever did use the Moroccan oil brand, they have a light one for, for finer hair, for blonde hair, and then the extra smooth for thicker hair. These just go such a long way. I wish you could all touch them, and I would do as I do in salon and drop them all on your skin. They're amazing on skin and hair. One drop, like, it's so fine, it just spreads. Damp or dry hair, amazing as a finisher. So yeah, just talking about those products to start with. Heat protection, smoothing, anti-frizz, leave-in treatment. It's got all the good oils in there: jojoba oil, the natural silicone replacers, argan oil, depending on which one you're talking about, the fine or the extra smooth. They've got thicker oils, vitamin E oil, and then also main thing with the whole range actually is the essential oils we use as fragrance. I chose all the essential oils not just for fragrance, but for hair and skincare benefits also, and that's a huge thing. So in the ocean drops, it is the rosemary oil. I'm sure you'll have all heard all the crazes about the rosemary oil for hair growth and hair serums. So with that, you can also do your scalp oil massages, which I do also do as an in-salon treatment. So using at the basin, like a pre-shampoo scalp oil treatment, where you're dropping in and massaging the oil serum into your scalp for scalp concerns, hair growth issues, which then again you can recommend anyone with thinning hair to use it as a scalp oil massage treatment at home. So that's like one use for it. Then also as a smoothing finisher styler, as a leave-in treatment, as an ocean protection, like just such an all-rounder. And it's all I use on my face, by the way. I'm 42 and I only use the oil drops on my face and have for like the last 6 years. So multi-purpose there.
The only thing that I use the oils for as well is in the sauna, because there's been like a real uptick in heading to the saunas on a weekly basis, and I find I put that in to stop my hair drying.
Yeah, great.
And I've even noticed, because I do a semi on my hair every 6 to 8 weeks, it just doesn't fade.
Yeah, it does.
Like it,
color protection too, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because all the products are so nourishing and hydrating, like I said, they're such concentrated products, even with your shampoos. We were speaking about that earlier. With the bars, because they've got conditioning ingredients in there, you know, they're a cocoa shea butter based bar. They're conditioning as they're cleansing. They do really foam up because you've got all your surfactants, the natural surfactants in there too. So you're getting a really good cleanse, but it's being conditioned at the same time, so it's not stripping your hair. Same thing with the masks. They're so potent, like the ingredients. You've got your shea butter, you've got your argan oil, you've got your provitamin B5, you've got your vitamin E, you've got all the goodies, undiluted. They're wonderful, and I will forever be proud of formulating them, and I'm so glad that you're doing well with them, Jessie. Good to have a salon quality, professional, natural, low-tox brand. The other thing with it being natural, to all you hairdressers, read the labels, learn the ingredients. Anything you don't know, Google, write them down. There's only like 20 ingredients, maybe max, in each of them. I don't think even that, probably hardly any. So it's such a good selling point to your clients that you know these products inside out. You can back them. You can go, these are completely ethical, these are completely sustainable, but they're also incredibly nourishing, incredibly cleansing. They will do everything you want them to do.
Yeah. We've got a question here from Fem Hair.
Kylie. Yeah.
Kylie.
Hi, sorry. Just wondering if they are safe for hair extensions.
Yes, they are. Yeah, definitely. The main thing I'm definitely going to talk about in terms of detangling, again, the hair conditioning mask has got the natural silicone replacer in there, which gives it the slip and the detangle. It's also got something called cetrimonium chloride, which is a natural detangler. For all conditioners. That's great. If you have someone with really knotty hair, absolute dream combo, wonder combination is the Luster Lock mask with a drop of the oil serum, rubbing that together as a leave-in treatment. Like, it's amazing. I use this also for all the curly girls as a leave-in curl treatment and curl cream. So a lot of people, which also helps people save time. I'll just shampoo at the basin, again, because the bars and everything is so nourishing. I won't shampoo at the base and say to them, don't shampoo in the shower. Get out the shower once you've towel dried your hair, get a blob of the mask, a few drops of oil, rub it together, rub it through your hair. That's your leave-in. So that's your conditioning treatment and your conditioner and a leave-in styler, curl cream, or if you're blow drying, as a smoother. So yeah, all hair types. I tried to formulate them. Obviously, we've got with the Ocean Drops, a light one and a extra smoothing. Same thing with the bars. You've got the Replenish or the Enrich. Replenish being lighter, giving more volume, and the Enrich being for more thicker, coarser, frizzy hair because it's got more oils in there and more butters in there. But trying to make them suitable for most hair types whilst giving a little bit of another option for different hair types. Did I touch on the blonde range, Jessie, for the hairdressers?
Yes, yeah. I love the blonde range. I did used to be a blonde.
Yeah.
But I know this is probably more your department, but it's one of the ones I love talking about the most just because of how you've been able to get that color naturally.
Yeah, and it works. It's so good. So, yeah, most purple shampoos, I'm sure you have the same thing, the build up, going purple, going gray, people feeling they dry their hair out. The ones that work are so, how they work like a purple shampoo is they quite often do use harsher sulfates and stuff to really open up the hair cuticle. And then all purple shampoos that are not natural, the ingredient they use for the toning is called acid violet 43. It is a chemical pigment that you buy from China. It's synthetic and yeah, it can cause hair damage and drying, especially the way they formulate it in with the stronger sulfates. That's why a lot of people say, oh, I like purple shampoo, but it makes my hair knotty, or I like purple shampoo, but it makes my hair feel really dry, or it just overtones. With these natural pigment-based ones, they won't overtone because they are plant-based toners. The ingredients in there it is a mix of beetroot powder and blue gardenia powder. It's acai powder, isn't it? Acai, yeah. Sorry, more red. So it's the mixture of a red pigment and a blue pigment to make a purple pigment, but it is more of a blue violet. So it won't make it grey or violet. It really will just counteract any brassy tones in there and just softens it. So it will get rid of that harsh, raw yellow from bleaching. So with the shampoos, I actually don't have the liquid one here because I've sold out. I do sell out of these products really frequently. I do have the bar. So for the shampoos, you've got a liquid option or a bar option. You can see there the depth of the violet. It's a real blue violet. I based these tones off. I used to use the Finola range, which are really strong, and they were just really a bit too drying and lots of other crap in them. So, but I based the pigment off that for the more blue violet. So you've got your shampoo bar. Again, it's really cleansing, but it's nourishing at the same time. So it's not going to be a purple shampoo that dries people's hair out. I call them a violet shampoo rather than a purple shampoo. Yes, so you've got your liquid version there. The liquid one is stronger, and you can use that as like a pre-toner. I do that too. And then you have the mask. Obviously, this one you wouldn't leave in. Like I say, I suggest with a regular luster lock that can be left in as a treatment. This one you just, leave it on up to 10 minutes and then rinse. And they just soften it. They counteract those brassy tones. I did, when I had the brand, a few in salon and wholesale demonstrations, and people really seem to be quite shocked. I'm getting good feedback on that. I sell a lot of that in the salon, a lot of the violet shampoo. Obviously blondes, we know as hairdressers there's big money in blonde hair, and it is a struggle to keep it healthy, one, and keep it fresh and toned too. So people are always going to be after that. Is one of the main things that I get asked for. So yeah, I find now people really want to go natural. People really want to know what's in their products. I feel like this day and age, especially the bonkersness of the world right now, everyone's lost trust in everything. So if you can know what you're selling and recommending, people will back you, people will buy it. And that's why it's so important. One, because of what's going on to support small business, and two, because of what's going on to have knowledge, to gain the trust. The more knowledge you have, the more people will trust you, and it's an extra service for your clients, really.
Could you also talk, Ren, about how, because you were saying the ingredients are really rich, that the products do last a lot longer than
definitely
other typical ones? And and then I'll have more questions about the bars as well.
Yeah. So yes, like I said, I already showed you with the oil, a couple of drops, a little goes a long way. Same thing with the mask. Obviously depends on your hair length, but rub it between your hands first and it will spread and then go through. And it's just, once you get to learn them, you can then teach your clients that too. And then they'll see the benefits of how long they last. Same thing with the bars. Let me grab a shampoo bar here. So you need to get them wet to lather up, and that stimulates them. Same thing with the conditioner bar. Once it's wet, you'll feel those ingredients start to slip out on your hand. You can use the shampoo bar from that moisture, keeping it wet. Make sure your hair's wet enough. This is the thing with natural products. Your hair needs to be wet. If you've ever used any completely natural shampoos, to get that lather, make sure the hair is wet enough. If it's really dirty, keep it wet. Bit of shampoo, or like I say, on your hand, keep getting it wet, and then you'll get an amazing lather. So you can rub the bars just through your wet hands and then rubbing your hands through your hair, or you can rub the bars directly onto your head, and that gives you huge lather, really. And you don't need to overuse it. A lot of people, you don't need to go again and again and again. It's just once you've got a bit, it's like having a bit of shampoo in your hand, you rub it through. The other thing is, if you leave them to get a little bit soft and soggy, you can just pull a bit of the bar off and use that as if you poured shampoo in your hand. Great selling tip for people with kids. I sell a lot of these to parents because the kids can't go, oh, here's your $50 conditioner, mum, thanks so much, I poured it all down the drain. You can only use a little bit at a time. So they're great for kids and men, we know how they are. So just money saver in the long run, and again, more sustainable because you're using less. Once you get to learn how to use these products, they're amazing. It can take you a minute, but once you learn, you can then really teach your clients how to use them, and they smell so good too. So good. Same thing with the conditioner bar. I say, yes, get the slip. You need the slip hair to be, so with normal conditioner, where you'd say towel dry your hair first, with the conditioner bars, no, you need the wet for the slip. Wet hands, wet hair. I ideally rub the bar down the hair shaft when it's wet. and until you feel it. Once it's coated, it might not feel like a slippery liquid silicone conditioner, but it is treating it. All it is oils and butters, the conditioner bar. So it is definitely getting that conditioning. And if you use the shampoo bar prior, the shampoo bar is also conditioning anyway. So yeah, to teach your clients, I say wet hair, wet hands, wet bar, rubbing down the hair shaft. Again, multi-purpose. People go, oh, but don't you do a leave-in conditioner and all this? You don't need one. Just once you've towel dried your hair, wet the bar again, rub between your hands. You'll have a little bit of slippery product on there. That's your leave-in conditioner. You know, same thing. You can even use that to style. You know, I always say people, I've blow dried my hair for you today, but I've got really wild curly hair. That's a nice Jessie. And so, you know, you wake up in the morning and your hair's just a bit fluffy and crazy, even if it's bleached or straight or whatever. You wake up and your hair's a bit fluffy. Wet the bar, rub it between your hands, freshen up. You know, you're reactivating your curl, you're reactivating your style whilst hydrating it, whilst smoothing it, whilst treating it, whilst styling it and creating anti-frizz. You can do that with any of them, with the oils, with the conditioner mask, with the conditioner bar, another multi-purpose for the conditioner bar, shave bar. It's just like a slippery bar, which is conditioning. So again, lotion, but you could use them all for your whole hair, hand, face, body, everything really in this industry. Once you learn about product formulation, the difference between hair care and skincare is often one ingredient and a good lot of marketing. So yeah, this range is really a full range for your hair and body that works to a professional level that you don't need to use a lot of. And the price point is so good. So it's so easy to sell to your clients because one, it's something different. It's completely natural. It's completely ethical, but it's at a lower price point than any other plastic-free salon range. There's probably only one or two complete ranges anyway. I'd say maybe Oway or something, but it's about $80 for a shampoo with Oway, something like that, because they're in glass. So for your freight and everything too, they're so lightweight. The bars, the tins, everything, even the oil drops, you know, they're small because they're concentrated. They're lightweight for your freight, so that's not costing you too much. I just can't say enough. They're just such an all-round, there's so many good points.
And I know you've taken them out of the boxes, that's the serums, but they also look really beautiful on the shelf. Like I love it when you post stories from your salon with them.
Yeah, so there's the boxes. This is for the oil drops. I've got one here for the hair fork. Just beautiful neutral earthy colors, which fit in well with your salon aesthetic. Even the tins, you know, I sort of stack them. I do, you know, like I do like 1, 2, and then one sitting on top like this. And people always go, oh, what are they? Again, travel, amazing for travel. Being in Lennox Head, we get a lot of tourists. We're a tourist town. So people coming through all the time going, oh, do you have Kevin Murphy or whatever? And I go, no, but what are you after? And are you on holiday? And I'm like, just get this. You can just get this shampoo bar.
That's true. You know, you throw it in your luggage. I always think about, oh my gosh, is the lid going to accidentally pump? Or if it's one of those clip lids, is it going to accidentally pop open? I get a sticky tape, I sticky tape the lid down. But yet with that, and, you know.
And for weight as well. If you're just doing hand luggage, it's just so easy. Chuck it in, done.
Yeah. Well, Jody, who's attended, she mentioned that was one of the big reasons why she purchased the shampoo and conditioner the other day. Is that right, Jody?
Yes, I didn't realise, obviously, all the other benefits that you've just explained. But yes, I initially purchased them. I'm actually going away in 2 weeks, and I went, well, instead of, you know, like you say, getting your little plastic refill bottles and filling them up with your other shampoo, and there's 5 of us travelling, so it's the weight of that as well. So I thought I was going to get them to try and then get them for
one bar. Probably do your whole family.
So that is the reason. One question is, what's the best way once you've started using it? Do you store it? Do you leave it? I mean, I don't have a shower with these little cutout nooks or anything, so my products go on a shelf or on the floor.
Ideally, not on the floor for it to constantly get wet because they are soft and natural. If it was repeatedly getting wet, it would slowly sort of turn to mush, which is fine if you've got the lid on. But like if
I was going to say, do you leave it in the tin?
What I normally do is you can leave it on a rack or something to dry out. But I was just saying earlier, my daughter, we went camping over Christmas, and she left it saturated in the tin with the lid on, and it did go a bit mushy. But then all I would do is use my finger, pull a little bit of it off, and use it as a shampoo that way. So even if the bar gets too soft, as long as it's not waterlogged, you can squish them back together. You can remold them. You can put them in the fridge. If it gets a little bit too soggy, I don't know whereabouts in the country all of you are, but we get pretty hot and humid weather up here. So different times of the year. If it's midsummer and everything's getting a bit soggy, reform it, chuck it in the fridge. Same thing as they're getting down. Like if you've used them, you know, for weeks and months and they're getting really small and breaking into bits. If the bar breaks, it doesn't matter. You just squidge it back together, chuck it in the fridge for an hour, you're good to go again. Or enjoy it soggy. I actually now prefer it a little bit soggy. I just pick a bit off, and then you can't overuse it again and just rubbing it. I know there's some other companies doing like individual little things. To me, that doesn't really work because you never know how much you need for your different hair length and everything like that. And then once you've used that bit, what you're going to do with it. So this, yes, amazing. The full bar to start with, just using it. If it gets too soggy, like I say, you can reform it, or you can just pull a little bit off with your finger. There's so many different ways to do it. So yeah, store it in its tin. Ideally, because they come with the compostable paper, what I quite often do is I put that in the base of the tin. And then I put the bar on top, and I just leave it open like that as long as it's out of the water. If it's sitting in your shower constantly, just check on it every now and again. If there's loads of water in the tin, pour the water out, pop your lid back on. Same thing for travel, or a bit of paper towel. If you want it dry, if you prefer the solid bar, wrap it in paper towel and put it back in its tin, especially if you're traveling around a lot. That will keep it drier for you, definitely. The main thing I've sold out of, which I haven't touched on yet, the 2-in-1 bar. That sells out every time. The 2-in-1 bar I formulated initially as a men's bar to, you know, hygiene and laziness and whatever. So it's really deeply conditioning. It's also got all your hair growth stimulants in there. It's got aloe and nettle and things like that in there. And it has peppermint and tea tree. Peppermint, great for scalp stimulation. A nice fragrance that everybody seems to love. I find the peppermint stuff in the salon always goes down really well. And it's also got the tea tree in there for antibacterial. So I was like, yeah, aim this at men. Antibacterial, easy to use, one step, hair, shampoo, condition, body. People that say, oh, I don't like to shampoo my hair because it makes it too fluffy. The conditioning components in that stop it getting fluffy as you're cleansing. So that was the main thing with that. We'll go through, yes, every product, starting with the bars. So you have got 4 bars in the shampoo bar range. The Replenish, fine to normal hair, good for fragile hair. This is vanilla and rose fragrance, but all just essential oils, like I say. So calming, soothing, really nourishing, conditioning, but lightweight. Doesn't have as much butters and oils in this one. Again, most hair types this is great for. It just depends if people like the floral fragrance or not. Then you have the Nourish conditioner bar to go with that. That goes as a set. Same hair type. Then you have the Enrich and Surge shampoo and conditioner bar set. Again, some people, if they've got, depending on the length of their hair, if they've got shorter hair, say they've got short, frizzy, thicker, coarser hair, they could probably just get away with the shampoo bar. But yes, you have the conditioner bar too. So this is much heavier on the oils for fuller hair, curlier hair, coarser hair. That range is targeted at those guys. I quite often just use the Enrich shampoo bar on mine, and then, like I say, I do the leave-in with the oil and the conditioner mask as a styler, and that's all I do. So you've got your Replenish and your Nourish. That's more lightweight. Your Enrich and Surge for more thicker, coarser, drier hair. You've then got your 2-in-1 that I talked about. Great for everyone. Love it. Can't give it enough. And then you have your blonde toning shampoo bar. Again, anti-brass, but still really nourishing and conditioning. Then you have your liquid shampoo too. With that, the blonde wash. And that is slightly stronger than the toning on the blonde bar. To go with that, you then have the Luster Lock Blonde Mask. That's for your blonde hair, the blonde toning, and your regular Luster Lock Mask, all hair types. So if you've got finer hair, use less. If you've got thicker hair, leave it in. It's really just learning as you touch it, as you use it on different people's hair. Someone that's got a lot of thick hair or long hair or frizzy hair, just leave it in. If you've got finer hair and they're worried about it being too heavy, just use less, and it still, you know, does the job. Use less and rinse well. Avoid your roots as you would with anyone with fine hair anyway.
Sorry, Jodie's got a question.
Yep.
Sorry, just on the blonde liquid, where you said it's stronger, how does that work with compared to the bar with the you said the acai and the beetroot? So it's just more of it, or
it's just with the bar, less of the pigment comes off. So with the blonde, it's still acai and blue gardenia. The blue gardenia is the strongest. It's like a plant dye. The pigment isn't extra strong in the product. It's just that with a bar, less of it rubs off because it stays more solid. Whereas with the liquid, it's almost more like using a toner. Because you can leave it on and it works more strong.
Thank you.
So yes, and then sorry, I was on the Luster Lock Mask as for those different hair types, but also leave-in blow dry cream for smooth blow drying, leave-in curl cream, just all round amazing. Extra amazing if you add in some of the drops as an amazing leave-in treatment, protector, detangler, styler. And then we go to the drops, which just individually, again, amazing. Hair, skin, face, everything. One for finer hair, one for thicker, coarse, and more unruly hair. Start with a couple of drops. Damp hair is good. Dry hair is amazing. You'll just see it sort of suck in, but it will style it. It will give you... Let me see if I can put some... Fine. I'll try not to spill it everywhere. Try if I can see. So I've just done a couple of drops. Rub it between your hands. It spreads so far. It's so fine. I can't overdo it on my hair because obviously I've bleached it to death. So it's treating it. That's now like a leave-in treatment, but it's defining my waves a little bit, using it as a styler. It's going to protect it. It's going to treat it, stop it frizzing, but also giving you that little bit of definition. So yeah, one for fine hair, one for thick hair. That's the products in that range. Then there is also the Ocean Hair Protection, which has got sunscreens and the silicone replacers in there, which pop in before you swim. Same thing with chlorine. It's not just for the ocean. Chlorine too, if you use the pool, and even exercise, everything. Jessie, you were talking about saunas and everything. It's just putting something on there that's protecting it and coating it whilst you're being active, that's not plastic. It's not a silicone-based product. It's got aloe juice in this too. Just real hydration and protection. Then you've obviously got your eco hair ties. These are a winner. This is how I met Jessie. I was just like, what an amazing idea. She's upcycling bicycle tubes to make hair ties. And I do loads of braiding, lots of scalp braiding and stuff. And these they're so strong, but they also really stretchy. They won't snap. So they were not going to end up in the ocean either. You've then got also your hair fork. Again, what an amazing idea. It's off a bike. How cool. So you've got a full range and stuff for gifts. You can make your own little gift packs. I find these are good. So this is the hair fork. So, twist your hair, stick it in. Again, it's upcycled. When you explain to people what these are, they're like, that's so cool. And then you've also got the hair turban too, which is just a natural fiber hair drying thing. So after the beach, or even just when you're at home washing, it's just, again, natural, ethical. You've got a full range of things to offer people that you can have full faith in and full trust in, and then your clients will have full faith and trust in you also.
That's really cool. Yeah, I really love the eco hair ties. I'm a big mountain biker, so when I heard, Jessie was like, oh, our hero product, eco hair ties. This is also how I met Ren, blah, blah, blah. And, made from bicycle tires. I thought amazing, because it is a conversation that both myself and my partner do talk about a lot. You know, we throw out all these tires in the bin, you know, and there's a certain way that you throw them out as well. You don't just put it in your normal bin type thing. And you always wonder, where is that going? Are they they burn it off? You know, what fumes is going into the air when they do burn it, you know? So yeah, it's really good to hear that someone is doing something about that, and every little bit counts. Thank you so much, ladies. If nobody else has any other questions, look, if anybody's going to Hair Festival, Jessie's actually going to be there. She's going to be on the sustainability panel. I hope I got that correct. Obviously, yes. I will be there as well. But look, if you see Jessie, please tap her on the shoulder. Get Jessie, I attended one of your little hustle education. So good to meet you. So no, thank you so much, Kylie. Thank you for the little message you put in that little chat box there. I will be putting a $20 wholesale voucher into your app. And like I mentioned, that $20 could ultimately get you that one product to get the freebies. So like, it's amazing. So thank you so much, Jessie, for that. Thank you so much, Ren. We've learned so much from you. I
didn't just waffle on too much.
It shows you're very passionate.
I am really passionate about these things, yeah.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your week, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.